Have you ever been halfway through a trip thinking, what the hell was I doing when I packed? For so many of us, packing is the most stressful, chaotic, and let's be honest, sometimes tearful part of travel, maybe even more stressful than airport security. But today, I'm here to bring some clarity, calm, and strategy to your packing game. So next time, you're packing with confidence and maybe a little bit of joy. Let's go. Hello and welcome or welcome back. I'm Christi and I love sharing travel advice and inspiration I've gathered from over 40 years of exploring the world. And one of the biggest things I've learned, especially from traveling with others, is this. Most of us are making the same packing mistakes over and over again. At this point in life, we should definitely know better. But let's be real, no one ever really taught us how to pack smart until now. Whether you've traveled a little or a lot, chances are your suitcase has been overstuffed, underplanned, and somehow you just get there without what you actually need. I've been there more times than I care to admit, but once I started paying attention to why my packing wasn't working, everything changed. So today I'm sharing the 7 most common packing mistakes that are making your travels harder, heavier, and way less fun than they need to be. And more importantly, we're going to go over how to fix them. Mistake number 1, packing for what if scenarios. Let's talk about the classic what if spiral. What if it rains? What if it gets cold? What if I spill something on my one nice top? This kind of thinking tricks us into packing for fantasy scenarios instead of the real trip. Like we might suddenly get invited to a royal wedding or caught up in a freak snowstorm in Portugal. I can't tell you how many times I've packed a just-in-case dress for a black tie dinner that never existed, unless you count the one in my imagination. And not once, has Richard Gere shown up to whisk me off to the opera. Such a disappointment. The truth is, packing for what-if scenarios gives us this illusion of being prepared. But what we're really doing is overpacking, overstressing, and making our luggage work way harder than it needs to. It's like dragging around all of our unresolved anxiety in a Samsonite, and I'm talking like the 1970s Samsonite, not one of the light ones. The fix? Check the actual 7 to 10 day forecast for the dates you are going to be traveling, not the seasonal average, and definitely not what someone on Facebook said the temperatures were last year, but for your actual trip. Then pack the layers that work for those temperatures, a lightweight jacket for cool mornings and evenings, or a packable puffy for places with big temperature swings, like South Africa, where it could be 40 degrees in the morning and pushing 80 by the afternoon. And if something truly unexpected happens, you can always buy what you need. You are not going off grid. You're probably within walking distance of a department store or perhaps the coolest local consignment shop you've ever seen. Mistake number 2, ignoring your itinerary. Another big mistake, packing like you're going on a completely different trip than the one you actually planned. I see this all the time. Someone brings kitten hills to walk around Porto's cobblestone streets, or they pack a cocktail dress for a beach vacation where the fanciest dinner is probably getting tacos at the tiki bar, or they haul a leather jacket to go out chasing the northern lights in sub-zero temperatures. It's so easy to pack based on how we imagine the trip will go, or based on random inspiration that we saved on Instagram. But if your itinerary says museum visits, street food tours, and a sunset cruise, you probably don't need stilettos or a sequin jumpsuit, unless you're going to the ABBA Museum in Stockholm. That could actually call for a sequined jumpsuit if you have one. I don't yet. Maybe I should get one. The fix here is to take 10 minutes to write out your daily plans, or at least a rough outline of what your daily plans are going to be. What will you actually be doing each day? Walking a lot, sitting on trains, taking photos at scenic viewpoints, maybe dinner at a casual bistro, or are you splurging on a Michelin-starred restaurant? Once you have that all sketched out, build your wardrobe around those activities. For example, if you are heading to Rome and spending your days walking through ruins, making pasta in a cooking class, maybe sipping wine at the sidewalk cafes, you're going to want comfortable, stylish shoes, some breathable fabrics, and maybe a scarf or two in case you pop into a couple of churches to visit. You're not going to want leather pants or a suitcase full of cocktail dresses. The main takeaway here is to be honest with yourself about what you're really going to be doing and pack for that version of you. You can still have fun and express your style, but try not to pack for your fantasy self unless your fantasy self likes hauling around a 50-pound suitcase up 3 flights of stairs with no elevator, especially in those older hotels in Europe. Mistake number 3. Packing duplicates. Let's talk about one of the sneakiest ways that we overpack: bringing duplicates of things we don't actually need 2 or maybe even 5 of. And the biggest culprits here are tech gear and toiletries. I get it, the fear of forgetting something important is very real. So we'll toss in an extra charger just in case, then another one in the carry-on just in case, a backup wall adapter, a second toothbrush, maybe 2 extra conditioners, and before you know it, your just in case pile of duplicates is taking up half of your suitcase. I've seen travelers pack 3 different cords for the same phone, 2 sets of earbuds, and a mess of adapters and charging bricks that, well, could possibly power a small village. And listen, I get it. Tech is essential when we travel. We're using our phones as our maps, our cameras, our entertainment, our boarding passes. They are our lifelines. But more gear doesn't equal more peace of mind. It just means more clutter and a lot more digging when you are trying to find what you need. The fix here is to be intentional. Choose gear that can serve multiple purposes: a single reliable charger that can handle more than 1 device, a portable power bank with multiple ports, and a universal power adapter that works at home and abroad. Which brings me to today's sponsor, Epica. If you've been here a while, you have heard me mention them a time or 2 before, and that is because I genuinely love and trust their products. I've been using Epica for well over a year now, and they just keep getting better, and they're coming out with so many new products. And their newest product, the hybrid 8-in-1 20-watt travel adapter with the Type-C Visa plug, is part of their new From Home to Horizon series. And it's designed to be the one adapter that covers you both at home and when you are traveling. It's basically your everyday charger and outlet extender all in one slim little unit. What I love is that it's not one of those things you only use when you're traveling abroad. I'm actually using mine as a charging station in my office for all of my smaller tech gear, especially my cameras, because it's got 4 AC outlets and 4 USB ports, and they all support fast charging. And when it's time to travel, I just pop on the right Visa plug, like the Type-C for Europe, and throw it in my bag, ready to go. No more needing a separate power strip, travel adapter, or 3 to 4 bulky charging bricks. This one device replaces all of that. And if you're a tech packing minimalist, like I am really trying to be, here's something else that you'll appreciate. Both the base unit and the Visa plugs have foldable prongs, which means the whole thing takes up about 30% less space than most of the bulky universal adapters out there. And for days when I know I'll need even more power, like when I'm editing on my computer and I'm on the road, or I'm charging multiple devices at one time, I do toss in their Pulse 45-watt adapter as my backup. Between the two, I know I've got all of my bases covered. Right now, Epica is offering my community an extra 20% off the hybrid 8-in-1, and that discount applies to both the single and the double packs. The double pack, of course, is a better value per unit, and it can make a great backup for you or a gift for your favorite travel buddy. I'll have the link and the discount code in the description below and in the first pinned comment, so it's easy to find. A big thank you to Epica for continuing to support this channel so that I can keep bringing you travel tips and gear recommendations that I actually use and love. Now, let's talk about your toiletries. Do you really need 2 conditioners, 3 moisturizers, and a backup deodorant? Probably not. You're going on a trip not to outer Siberia. And even if you are, they probably have stores there these days too. One of my favorite games that I play with myself when packing is to see how many empties I can create during a trip without running out of what I need before the last couple of days of the trip. The more empties I create, I feel like the more successful my packing has been. I know it's a silly little challenge, but for me, it turns packing into something just a little bit more fun. Do you guys have any packing games or challenges that you play with yourself when you're packing and on a trip? I'd love to hear about them down in the comments below. Anytime that we can turn packing into a game, it makes the whole process a lot less stressful. I am a big fan of gamifying things in life. Mistake number 4, forgetting to check the weather. I know we touched on this a little bit in mistake number 1, but I think this deserves a little bit more attention. You would be amazed at how many people pack for the weather they assume they're going to get, like thinking all of Spain is warm in March. Spoiler, Madrid can be absolutely freezing, or assuming that Southeast Asia is sunny all year round. Hello, monsoon season. And I learned that one the very wet and wild way. One of the most extreme examples I've experienced of not doing a good job of checking the weather beforehand was a spring road trip with my mom. We were headed up to Albany, New York for my daughter's college graduation, but we decided to squeeze in a little New England adventure beforehand. We went over to Cape Cod and Nantucket. Now, this Carolina girl just assumed it was mid-May and that meant shorts and t-shirts. I did bring a thin little zip-up hoodie and I thought I was set. But the day that we ferried over to Nantucket, it snowed on us. I was completely unprepared, cold, and maybe just a little bit cranky, and very annoyed at my past self. The fix here is to always check the weather for your actual travel dates and for every city or location that you're going to be visiting, not just the first one. And check it within a day or 2 of leaving because things change fast. Even a quick look can help you make smarter packing choices, like swapping one of your tank tops for a warmer layer or trading your sandals for sneakers. Yes, it may mean tweaking your capsule wardrobe at the last minute, but being properly dressed for the weather makes everything about travel more enjoyable, especially when you're not freezing on a walking tour or sweating through your one very cute outfit. Apps like Weather Underground and AccuWeather let you look ahead 7 to 10 days and spot trends or storms that could possibly impact your plans. And here's a pro tip I've really come to embrace over the past year: merino wool. It is one of the best travel fabrics you can pack, especially when the weather looks unpredictable. It's lightweight, temperature regulating, naturally odor resistant, and layers very nicely without adding bulk. Merino can help you stay warm when it's chilly and cool when it's not. Plus, you can wear it multiple times without needing to wash it. So it's truly a space saver and a sanity saver. And when in doubt, just throw in one solid layer that goes with all of your other clothes and bring a flexible mindset. Mistake number 5, bringing too many shoes. Let's talk about shoes, the heaviest, bulkiest, and let's admit it, most awkward items in your suitcase. And yet, for some reason, we feel compelled to pack a pair for every possible scenario. Heels for dinner, sandals for the beach, sneakers for walking, flats for just in case, and yes, those cute boots just because, well, they're really cute. Listen, I love shoes, truly love shoes. This is my biggest packing struggle, especially when I'm going somewhere where I want to hike and still look cute for dinners out. But when you're dragging a suitcase up and down cobblestone streets or trying to hoist it onto overhead bins on a train, you start to question your life choices, or more specifically, your footwear choices. The fix here is to stick to 2 or 3 pairs max. Seriously. For most trips, I recommend 1 comfortable walking shoe or sneaker, and this is probably the pair that you're gonna wear on the plane. Then add a versatile sandal or flat, or in colder months, maybe a Chelsea-style bootie that works for both daytime and evenings. And if you really need a 3rd pair, try to make it as lightweight as possible and a slightly dressier option, like maybe a wedge for summer or a taller boot for winter. Stick with neutral colors or metallics, which are surprisingly very versatile. Every pair you bring should work with multiple outfits, not just one. And here's a little trick I use. Sometimes I actually start building my travel capsule wardrobe around my shoes because let's face it, if the shoes aren't right, nothing else really works. Your clothes can be cute, but if your feet hurt, the day's pretty much ruined. Smart shoe choices don't just save space, they save your energy, sanity, and your lower back. Your feet and your future self will absolutely be thanking you. Mistake number 6, not utilizing packing cubes. You know that moment in the hotel room when you unzip your suitcase and everything, well, just explodes. Your neatly rolled clothes are now wadded up and shoved in various places. Your toothbrush has gotten separated from the toothpaste, and somehow your bathing suit has disappeared. When you are on a trip, especially when you are moving around from place to place, the organization you leave your house with quickly disintegrates. Lack of organization doesn't just make packing and unpacking stressful, it actually makes you overpack. Because when you can't clearly see what you already brought, you just start adding more just in case items. And the next thing you know, you're packing 5 black tops that all do the same thing. Trust me, I am the queen of black tops. The fix for this one is obviously using packing cubes, whether that's compression packing cubes, or you can even use gallon or 2-gallon size Ziploc bags in a pinch. These cubes are gonna help you group like items together. Maybe you put your tops in one, bottoms in another, underwear and sleepwear in one. Some people even like to color code their cubes or label them by category. It's not just neat and tidy, it's efficient. You'll be amazed at how much space you save just by keeping things contained, and even more amazed at how fast you can actually find what you need. Bonus, it makes repacking a breeze when you are hopping between cities or hotels every few days. No more digging through your entire suitcase just to find clean underwear or that one shirt you swear you packed. And for us women over 40 who often have to pack a mix of practical pieces, cute outfits, or specialty products like CPAP machines and other maybe hormonal comfort items like fans and silk pillowcases, organization is your best friend. It cuts down on the stress, saves time, and it helps you focus on the fun parts of travel and not your daily suitcase scavenger hunt. That is not a fun part of travel. Mistake number 7 is not planning your laundry strategy. This is a big one. So many of us still feel like we need a fresh outfit for every single day day of the trip, maybe 2 or 3 fresh outfits. And I get it, especially if you're doing photos or if sweat is a big factor. But for most trips, packing 14 outfits for a 7-day trip just isn't necessary. The fix here is to plan to do laundry once, probably mid-trip. And that could be a hotel service, a local laundromat, or maybe even doing a little sink washing session. Also, rewearing pieces is completely normal, especially if you've incorporated my favorite travel hack, which is to create a travel capsule wardrobe of just like 9 to 10 pieces that coordinate together and you can maybe create 20 plus outfits from. You're going to look pulled together, you're going to pack lighter, and you won't have to drag an extra bag around because you have all those just in case pieces. And if you're wondering how you actually do laundry while traveling, you should check out this video next. Thank you so much for choosing to be here today and choosing to watch this video. I hope that you have safe and wonderful travels.